Known for his showmanship, many fans remember when Hendrix set a guitar on fire at the Monterey International Pop Festival. Moments before he set it alight, though, he switched instruments, and now this black Fender Strat is being auctioned in London. It's expected to fetch more than $200,000. Well, today would have been Hendrix's 70th birthday, and for more on his enduring appeal, I spoke with Joe Levy. He's the editor of Billboard magazine. He joined me from New York. He only released 3 albums. How come he's so influential?
Well, he did release 3 albums, but those 3 albums completely reimagined what the electric guitar could do. And people are still exploring what he laid out in those 3 records. That said, it also doesn't hurt that he was flamboyant as he was tremendously gifted, and he died tragically young.
He's been described as #1, and everyone else, frankly, is just #2 and quite a distant #2.
As a guitar player, he continues to be the mountaintop. He tops every magazine's guitar player poll, and yes, you're right, everyone is a distant #2. His contemporaries knew this when he first came from America to London, which is really where he made his reputation. Eric Clapton, Pete Townsend saw him play. In fact, he first was exposed by getting up on stage with Clapton, and people were aghast at his incredible ability and the volume with which he played.
Okay, so the volume. What was it that he did with his electric guitar that was so new? And I'm talking about the music. Let's get on to the theatrics in a second, but the music.
Well, leaving aside the theatrics for just a moment, what he did was explore feedback in a way that no one had. So he pushed the guitar past limits that people understood it to have. His sound was one of what he played, and also the incredible screeching noises he could conjure and control. He really recreated the instrument and it showed what its possibilities were at that moment.
Okay, you can't really talk about Jimi Hendrix without talking about his kind of physicalness. He was, he was sort of scruffy, really. He wore that old military jacket. He was sort of dusty, and yet he'd get onto the stage and was an amazing performer.
Really, white audiences, they'd seen nothing like this before. A lot of what Hendrix did was standard on the Chitlin circuit, moving in a certain way, playing his guitar behind his head, using his teeth to play the guitar. These were all staples of the black Chitlin circuit through the South, and in fact Hendrix had played there. But white America and England had really never seen anything like this. So there you were, hearing something you'd never heard before, seeing something you'd never heard before, and it being London in the 60s, quite possibly taking something you'd never taken before that made everything look different. It was really quite amazing.